Hello, my dear. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator, voice for your loved ones. You know how this works. Works. Nice to see you again. Um, my throat is still a little raspy because I lost my voice last week, so still a little gravelly. But anyway, and I do like to remind everybody that this is not an exact science. Might have to stretch it outside the box a little bit. He's not going to give me all the details. If anything does not make sense now, just keep it in mind. You'll either see it later, remember it later, or somebody else will validate it for you later and know what he's talking about. So he says he's already chattering. He was chattering and he goes, "Hi, Rhonda. Hi, Rhonda." Now he's chattering again. "I love you. I love you. I love you." Yes, I do still love you. Something about you having a decision to make about something. Let's see if he'll tell me like what area that decision is in. Something about love. Something about love. I don't feel like you're moving on or something, but something about something knocking on your door. Not literally knocking on your door, but something about. It doesn't have to be like another guy. So I'm not sure that you don't seem to be ready for that, but it's knocking on your door, not on your real door, on your door of opportunity. I don't know what to call it. Something's, it's like this far away from your door, your door of opportunity, if you want to call it that. I don't know what to call it. It's getting close to knocking. Don't be afraid of it. Okay. Hell no, I won't be mad at you. You need a friend. You need somebody to give you a hug. So I don't know if he's sending somebody to you. It may be too soon, so just take it slow. If it is, don't feel guilty about it. It's with his blessings. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. That's your free will choice. My guides bring me all the good shit that they think I need, and I'm always going, yeah, no, I don't want it. Because I have free will choice. They can bring it to me. They know it's what I need, and then I do the dumb thing, and I go, no, I don't want to. I want to do this dumb thing over here that's harder that I'm not supposed to do. So just keep that in mind. And I don't know how long this is going to be. It looks like it's real close, but it'll happen when it's supposed to. And oh, I hate those words. What is that? That one card that I pull sometimes and it goes, happen in divine timing. And I hate that card because it means be patient. It'll happen when it's supposed to. I'm not patient. I'm not patient. But I think this is going to happen not because you're impatient like me, but because you're not ready. So when it does, know that you have his blessing. Take it slow, do however it feels right to you, because you have free will choice. And I always say they can bring me the biggest, richest, most gorgeous man in the world, and I can go, nah, no, I got free will choice. I'll pick the guy that drives the trash truck. And there's nothing wrong with anybody driving a trash truck. Somebody's got to do it. That's what I tell my grandson going to college. Not everybody can sit behind the desk and wear a tie. Somebody's got to drive the trash truck. Somebody's got to build the road and the bridge and the house. Now, I don't know why I'm off on that tangent. So maybe this guy is a laborer. I'm assuming guy, could be female. I don't know. So know that you will have a new friend that understands what you're going through. So at least somebody that you can sit down and maybe pour your heart out to, but you can pour your heart out to him too. I've told you before, I promise you 1,000%, he can hear you, he can see you. You do not need me to talk to him. Talk to him. Just talk to him. He can hear you. And he's going like this now. Ready, willing, and able. Anytime. It's just not as much fun when you can't. Sometimes you'll get a response back, and it may be something that just reminds you of him, or blah, 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 but, and you think that that's just a coincidence. There are no coincidences when it comes to that. Okay, he says your hair is gorgeous, and yet I don't really feel like you've done something different to it. I think he's just acknowledging that he loves your hair. He always loved your hair. And if you want to do something different with it, if that's why he's bringing it up, that's again your free will choice. Do whatever you want. He's not saying you have to keep your hair this way, so don't take that wrong. He's just acknowledging that he loves your hair. And if you've done something new to it, then he's acknowledging he loves the new. He was trying to show me something, but it didn't quite come through. It was kind of moving around. Okay, it's not showing up like it should. I don't know what he's trying to show me. He keeps moving. I thought he was like laying down a long piece of paper on the floor, or on a path, or on a sidewalk, or on a like you would roll out the red carpet to somebody, but it's not red carpet. Oh, now he's flashing back a picture. Okay, we went camping last weekend, and I don't know what you call it. And you young ones would be playing it, where you get the wide plastic that unrolls, and you make like a baseball field, and you put the round kiddie pools in each for the 4 bases, and you put soap and water and shit on all the plastic going around to run the bases. I don't know if you guys have played that game. You've seen somebody play that game. Maybe they invited me to play that game. I said, I'm having fun watching. I'm too old. I'll be breaking some bones out there. I'm good to go. Because their ball kept coming over in front of us. We didn't care. So I'm not sure why he's acknowledging that. Or maybe, but I only saw really one strip, and then he flashed that picture up there of those kids playing that game when we were out camping at the lake. So it could be just one long strip. We did that one time. Yeah, way down a long hill, and put the soap and stuff on it. And then my grandson and all of them were scooting down that slide. They had so much fun. Maybe you've got, I don't know if you have a kid or not. Maybe you just watch a kid go down the slip and slide thing. I don't know what he's referring to. I think he's trying to validate something. Okay, he says you keep hearing. Do it again. I can't quite hear it. It's so soft. It's not really like a knock. It's not really like a tap. It's not really like a, gosh, it's almost like a rodent making scratchy noises, kind of. But it's so soft, I can't hardly hear it. I'm really straining to hear it. But you keep hearing something, and you kind of turn your head and go, did I hear something? What was that? What was that? Did I hear something? What was that? Know that that's him. That's him. I'm not sure what he's doing. It's so quiet. So So when you think you hear a little noise, validate him, acknowledge him, tell him you love him, ask him to bring you more, but tell him to do it a little stronger. Tell him to do it a little louder. Let him know that you really can't hear it. See, sometimes they don't know. Like Bob sticking me with the pin 3 times. It's like he really wanted my attention, and I would not pay attention. So it's like a needle sticking in me. And sometimes when they're new at it, they do it too hard and don't realize they hurt. And you have to go, hey, that's a little rough. You know, it hurts. Can you back it off? So it's this, or this is the opposite. It's not quite strong enough. Tell him to make it just a little louder, but not where it's a big boom and scares the hell out of you. But tell him that. He probably doesn't know if he's doing it strong enough or not. Or maybe he doesn't want to do it too loud and he's afraid he's going to scare you. I'm not sure. And I can't tell what the noise is. Usually I know if it's spoons rattling or somebody knocking on the wall, or I honestly can't tell. And something about, it's like you're standing in your living room and you feel this whoosh of air, like this rush of wind. But it's not really, I don't feel like it's on you. I feel like it's, which way? Almost like it's behind you. Oh, he's getting close. He's making my head itch. It's almost like behind you. You kind of, okay, do this. Do this with your hand. And you feel that. It's like you feel something like that go behind you. Again, validate him, acknowledge him, tell him you love him. So that's him going behind you real fast. Okay, something about harmony, harmonious. Don't know what he means by these words. Hopefully, whatever pops in your head, that'll be it. Now he's talking about pots and pans. And he's showing me metal pots and pans, not like cast iron ones like I have. Pots and pans. So listen for the sound of metal pots and pans clinking or moving or banging together, and it probably won't be very loud. Could even be a spoon or something rattling around inside of one. I'm not sure, but just when you hear that noise, and you'll usually be in the next room. It's usually not, well, you might be, he's showing you might be in the kitchen when it happens. It's usually when you're in the next room. But if you are in the kitchen when it happens, you'll have your back turned to it. I don't know for sure why it happens that way, but that's almost always the way it happens. All right, so he's gosh darn it, my head itches when they're so close. He's showing me my coat that when I was camping last weekend, I had this little bitty closet in my camper, and I'd hung a jacket in there, and it's been in there 2-3 months. I put it in there way ahead of time because I knew I would need it sometime. And when I took it out and put it on and sat down in my chair outside, and there's a picture of it on my Facebook where I put some pictures where I went camping. I think I put it on there where there's a little white feather. It's a black jacket. It's got a little white feather stuck on it. Where'd that come from? I have no freaking clue. There's no feathers in my camper, in my closet. No feathers. So he says to watch for things like that. I don't know if he's specifically talking about white feathers. He says yes. Yes. One time And he's not saying this is going to happen to you, but this is how the white feathers kind of work. You can't go sit under a tree where there's a bird's nest and see white feathers and go, oh, look, it's a sign. It doesn't quite work that way. One time I came out of my spot and I had a drink in my hand, an open cup. And I was going to go sit by the river, but I had to move my truck just a smidgen. So I put the drink in the cup holder. When I looked down, there was a wet white feather in there. It was not in there when I walked out of the place. There was no birds. I'd walked under no trees. Have no clue how this feather got in my drink. So that's usually how the white feathers work. You could be getting out of your pickup, or I have a pickup, sorry, out of your vehicle, and you look down and there's a white feather out of the blue walking into a building. I find them on my dash of my vehicle when my windows are rolled up and doors are locked. Don't know how that works. So it's kind of the unusual stuff. You might find one on your kitchen counter. Where'd it come from? So anyway, again, validating, acknowledging, and don't beg, just asking, please bring me more signs that I will recognize. And they love feathers because feathers are easy for them to move. If you put a big boulder in your living room and ask them to move it, probably not going to happen. So it needs to be electronics and smells and sounds and light objects, butterflies even, they can kind of manipulate them. I have literally been sitting on the deck where I go and I could see the finger. I don't know who it was. And I was watching this feather. And it literally came down. It went back up. But I could see the finger under it. They were showing me how they do it. And went over and went down and went back. I mean, it did all this. And there was no breeze. So it's the unusual. So he wanted me to explain that because, so watch for that. Watch for that. It's totally, I think he's figuring it out. Ding dong, ding dong. He's talking about a clock. He's talking about a clock. So I don't know if you have a clock that, not an alarm clock, a clock that may be hanging on the living room wall or something. He's not showing me the exact clock. So watch for it to do something strange. Especially digital clocks. I don't know the digital clock would be making a ding dong noise. It's more like I don't think it's a grandfather clock, but kind of that type of chiming noise. Not quite like a grandfather clock. Anyway, clocks are easy, especially if they're digital, electronics. Easy because we're pure energy when we leave. So we can manipulate the energy of the TV or the light or the clock or the... So watch for those. I think he's trying all different kinds of things, and I think there's things that are happening you're not catching. Oh, he's talking about lightning. He's talking about real lightning. Like lightning striking. Did you just have a storm last night? Or, I don't know why he's talking about lightning. He's not making the lightning. He's not telling me why he mentioned lightning. So I don't know if he's trying to validate something, like you just had a storm, you just had lightning, or you got lightning going on right now when you watch this, or I don't know where you live. He's talking about lightning. Nope, he's not explaining, and I can't make him. Okay, he says, don't forget to be lighthearted and have fun like you both used to do. Be silly. Don't give a shit about what anybody else thinks. Be silly. Have fun. Be lighthearted. Be upbeat. Raise the vibe. He says, I know it's a little hard right now, but it's getting better. Raise the vibe. He wants you, okay, to go into the bathroom or someplace where there's a mirror. It doesn't have to be the bathroom. Someplace where there's a mirror, and make some of the funny faces at yourself in the mirror. Like you guys used to make, did you guys used to stick your tongues out at each other or make a weird face at each other or make just silly faces or be goofy and when you do that, he's going to be doing that behind you or beside you or something. He's going to be making the faces back at you. Don't know how you're going to know this unless you're going to feel him or smell him or something. I honestly don't know. He's not saying. But he says, just go do it in the mirror where you can see yourself and just be crazy. Crazy with it. Just do some of those. And he's going to be doing it with you. Whether you actually feel it or not doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Well, I know it would be better if you could. But just trust. Just believe that he's doing it with you because he says he's going to. Okay, now he's showing me somebody with a, I want to say scooter. What do you call them? It's not a scooter that you ride on. It's a scooter that you stand on and put your hands, you know, it's like a skateboard with the thing that has handlebars. And he could be a motorized one. And I did see one of those last weekend. I don't know if you guys have had one. You want one? Every time you see one or you see somebody riding one of these, and I still feel like it's motorized, even though I saw him push with his foot. Not, it's the kind you stand on. It's like standing on a skateboard with something to steer up here while you're standing up. I want one of those little Vespa scooters. I think that'd be fun as shit. Anyway, but it's not one of those. So know when you see one of those, you'll think about him. That'll be a sign from him. You can see it in a movie. You can see somebody going down the street on it. You can see it on Facebook. You can see it in a magazine. You can see one in the stores. You're walking by and you go, not. If you go back to the department and look at them, that doesn't count. You can be walking through the store and all of a sudden you see one. So again, make sure you validate. Let him know that you know that's a sign. So he's giving you plenty of signs. So evidently you're catching on to some of them because he's adding more. He's adding more. And he's enjoying doing this a lot. He enjoys it a lot. He says you haven't been eating right. You need to eat correctly. And he's talking about healthy wise, that you're not eating like you should be. And he says you need to get back into it. So evidently you guys used to eat healthy, or you did anyway. And he wants you to start doing that again. And he's talking about rice. I haven't had any rice in a long time. He's talking about rice. He's talking about, I thought it looked like peas, like the little round peas. Then it looked like more like snow peas or snap peas or whatever you want to call them. Millie quit. Sorry, the dog. So, yeah, so I'm not sure what he's talking about, but you know how you used to eat. He wants you to eat some healthier stuff. I don't know, is rice healthy for you? If it is, I'll start eating the shit out of it. Or maybe it's the stuff you put on it sometimes. I do love you, dear. I will not be with you every single second like you want. I will not, because you have to live your life. You're still here. You have to live your life. I will not be there every single second because that would hold you back. He wants to make sure that you have the best life you can have. He'll still be there. He'll still be there a lot, just not 24/7. He cannot and will not be there 24/7. Because then you wouldn't go and do the things you need to do for your soul, for soul's growth, for your spirit's growth, if he was there 24/7. Now, in the relationship you have now. So he wants you to turn loose a little bit. I don't mean turn loose of him, but just quit asking him to be there every second. He cannot. Well, damn it. I don't know if they can or not. He said he won't. You have to do the things you need to do for your growth. You have more lessons to learn. We're here to learn this. Melly quit. We're here to learn lessons. And the ones you learn the most from are the ones that kick you in the ass the hardest, that hurt the most, because those are the ones you remember, and those are the ones you don't want to repeat. The little foo-foo lessons along the way that we get, that was Millie quit. Those are, then we go, and then we go back and do the same thing we did, but the ones that hurt us and kick us in the ass are the ones that are going to make us stop and think, I don't want to feel that again. I don't want to do that again. So what have you learned from this experience? What have you learned from losing him? What have you learned from this hurt? What have you learned about yourself since it's happened? Shut her up. And he says, what have you learned about other people and the way that they've interacted and treated you since he left? The way, I'm not sure exactly what he's getting at. Something about the way they've interacted since he left. The hurtful part of the way they've acted. So I don't know if somebody's been kind of a butthead since he left. What'd you learn about that? He wants to know what you learned. And he wants you to learn not to take it personally. It's part of their soul's growth and learning. Oh my gosh, he's making my head itch. So he says, what if they're being rude to you or something? I'm not sure what they're doing. Do not take it personally. It's not about you. It's about what they're learning. You learn what you need to learn, but there's something you're supposed to learn by watching them. I'm not sure. Okay, with that, he's going to leave. He says, I do love you. I do love you. I am there a lot. Just, I will not be there 24/7. So you need to let go of that. But call on him anytime you want to. Call on him. He'll still hear you. So you can talk to him all you want to. And my medium friend, when my Bob left, I said, does he hear me? And she goes, yeah, until you get to yakking too much. He goes, whoop, I shut you off for a little bit. Get a little carried away. Well, yes, I do. Okay. Much love to you, my dear. Nice to see you again. Hope you have a beautiful day. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator, voice for your loved ones. Later.